So my friends, this is the all-new Fire 7 tablet from Amazon. It costs just $49.99 in the UK and the US. If you have it without small adverts on it, then you will pay a little bit more, just £10 more in the UK and $15 more in the US. But is this any good? Well, let's find out. So you can pick this tablet up in 4 colours. They are black, plum, sage and twilight blue. But I just call it black, red, green and blue. Whatever you want to call it is up to you. Now, inside the box, it's very simple. You literally just get the tablet and then a small box which will have some instructions in and also your charging point. Speaking of charging point, you're not getting a USB-C charger. It's a standard USB port, but you can't expect anything else at this price point. The 3 paper booklets you get, the warranty information, a quick start guide, and then information about what you can do with your Fire device. Now let's get on with the star of the show, which is the tablet device itself. Now this is faster than the previous version and it has at least double the storage. So let's open it up and have a look. And the first thing that you'll notice when you handle this is that it just feels a great size. That 7 inches just feels good in the hand. No comments, guys. But this is a very, very good size for a tablet. It's very portable. You can put it in a pocket and you can take it anywhere with you. The quality of the build, again, like previous versions, feels pretty premium. Yes, there's that thick bezel around it, but again, we're talking $49.99, guys, so you can't expect to have a bezel-less display. When you first boot up your device, you will find that it takes a little while to get set up. Now, it's just loading up, but it is quite slow. Now, I've quickened that process just so that you're not sitting around waiting for it. The next screen that you'll get will be the choosing the language screen, and you can also choose your regional format. After that, you'll then need to go into the Wi-Fi settings and make sure that you sign in with your Wi-Fi account. The next thing you need to do is hook this up to your Amazon account, and that again is straightforward. Just put your email or mobile number and then your Amazon password. You can then obviously just wait for it to boot up, and it will probably ask you to install some updates, which again takes a few minutes, but it's important that you've got the very latest software up there. So just update that software and then you're ready to go. So while it's doing that, it's a good time for you to maybe familiarize yourself with the buttons and the controls. Firstly, you have an SD card slot, and therefore you can expand the existing memory. So this comes in 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes, but you can expand this up to 512 gigabytes. On the top of the device, you have the power button, a micro USB port for charging, a microphone sensor, a 3.5mm stereo jack, and also the volume up and down controls. Very simple. On the side of the tablet is the single speaker, so you're not getting dual speakers with this, but again, you wouldn't expect it. And actually on the bottom, there isn't anything at all. Now, comparing this in size to my regular 9.7-inch iPad, you can see that there is a massive difference. Now, this is good and bad in some ways. Obviously, you're getting a smaller screen. You're paying obviously about 5 or 6 times less, but also you're getting a lot more portability. This is something which you really can take anywhere with you. Just a little tip, guys, don't worry if the first installing system update takes forever. For me it did too. You just need to be patient and it will take a little while. It is downloading and installing quite a large file. The cameras on this device are not the greatest. There's 2 2-megapixel cameras, front and rear, and you can record in just 720p HD, not the full 1080p. But guys, people don't buy these devices to take photographs. Now, just when you think that you've sat through long enough, you do have to sit and watch a video which does explain everything that your tablet will do. Now, that for a first-time user is pretty good. If you're familiar with the Fire tablets and you've had a previous version, then it can be a little bit frustrating. So you might want to just go downstairs and put the kettle on and make yourself a cup of tea while this is going on, because unfortunately you can't skip it. But it doesn't last too long. I think it's about 2 or 3 minutes. The next thing you'll be asked to do is whether you want to have Alexa working with it, and I do recommend that you do that, because then you can just ask the tablet, and again you can now set up a profile for a child if you so wish. I will probably do a separate video about going into a little bit more detail about the software side of things and setting up different profiles. Give me a shout in the comments box if you would find that helpful, and I'll certainly plan to do that. Okay, you can now have to be careful just that you don't go and buy something that you don't want. want, because it will offer you things like Kindle Music Unlimited and things, and if you click yes, you've already signed in with your Amazon account, and then you'll go ahead and purchase it. So just be careful on that. The next section you'll get to will be the app section, and here you can either select all the apps and download them all, or you can select individual apps and then choose which ones want to be installed. Finally, after what seems like an eternity, you've made it to the home screen. Congratulations you. Now, along the top there, you've got your different sections, which are very, very simple to work. Now, I was really surprised at how quick and how intuitive the display was. I was really pleased with it, and I didn't find that the lag was that noticeable at all. Now, you can either do what I'm doing now, which is just literally select each individual one, or you can swipe left and right, and that will move in that direction that you're swiping. It's very, very simple, and you'll get the hang of it in no time. Now, I do recommend that you take a close look at all of the different sections, because this is packed full of information. You've obviously got the apps on the front home screen as well, and they are very self-explanatory. The Kindle devices don't have a regular browser that you may be familiar with. So, for instance, you don't get Chrome or Safari, obviously. It's got its own browser, which is called Silk, and I don't dislike it. I think it works well. You can still do things like pinch in and out and make it zoom, and it's pretty responsive, so it's absolutely fine. But if you are looking for Google Chrome or something like that, you're not going to find it, so you just make sure that you're using Silk. Now, if you're a member of Amazon Prime, you've got direct access to all of that content, and I really do recommend that service. My friends, I am not being paid by Amazon to say anything about this device. I bought it with my own money, but I do recommend Amazon Prime. I bought Amazon Prime myself, and I really enjoyed the delivery service as well as all of the content that you can get. Now, I will leave a link in the description for this device and also for joining Prime. That is an affiliate link, so it does help out this channel. If you are considering using and buying one of these things, then please do use that link. And if you are a member of Netflix, then you can download that app. In fact, I think it's already pre-installed, and you can literally just log in and watch all of your Netflix content. There's no problem at all there. Now, you don't actually have to go into the settings section in order to access some of that material. You can just swipe down from the top of the screen, and in here you'll be able to change the brightness of the display. You'll also be able to lock the screen in a certain mode, whether it be portrait or landscape, and you can have Alexa hands-free set, and you can access things like your Bluetooth settings and all of your Wi-Fi devices as well. One of the main reasons people get these devices is it's a cheaper way of watching a second TV on a smaller screen. So if, for instance, someone's watching it on your main screen, you can watch it on something like this. And for $49.99, that's not a bad idea. Now, here in the UK, you'll be pleased to hear that you've got access to BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, you've also got 4OD and 5 on demand. And you can access things like Sky Go as well. Now, I know the question on all of your lips, will I be able to access all things text videos on this device? And it's good news, guys, yes you can. You can either do that via the Silk browser, and as you can see, it works well and it looks good, and it's got all of the function as you'd find in what is mobile YouTube, but you can request the desktop site. Or if you wish, you can then access an app, the YouTube app, from the Amazon App Store and download that and then access it through that. So you've got access to my content and all of your favorite YouTubers in a number of different ways, so don't need to worry about that, my friends. So overall, I am really happy with this device. I'm going to go through some of the final stats, or a little bit more stats in more detail. I decided that I'd leave that to the end because a number of you that are watching this are not really interested in the technical stuff, but for those that are, let's go and have a look now at some of the technical details of this device. Okay, so this has a 1024 by 600 resolution screen. That's 171 ppi, 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes of RAM, but you can extend that via the microSD card slot up to 512 gigabytes. It has a quad-core 1.3 gigahertz processor with 1 gig of RAM. The battery life is reported to last up to 7 hours. There's a front-facing and rear-facing 2 megapixel camera, which can record in 720p. Okay, so this has dual band Wi-Fi, it has a single mono speaker, built-in microphone, and it weighs just 286 grams. The measurements are 192 by 115 by 9.6 millimeters, so it's pretty small. The price, as we mentioned earlier, is UK price of $49.99, the same in the US if you have the advert version, and it's $59.99 in the UK and $64.99 in the UK without the adverts. Now, those adverts don't really interfere, so if I was you, I would save the money. I really do think that this is the best value tablet out there at the moment at just $49.99. It really does pack a punch. I'll leave affiliate links in the description for you to check out for yourself, my friends. But as always, thanks so much for watching this video. If it's been useful, drop me a like and also subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you on the next one.